Hey, still talking about this, but new book next week because otherwise it'll just be the, Fault in Our Stars channel and not the, like, Sarah and Angie talk about lots of books channel, which, will just be a problem. So, to start off, you said last time that if Augustus is wrong, you don't want to be right. And I have to say, I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. I tend to think there's something really noble about the pursuit of greatness, even if, rather, especially if it is against insurmountable odds. And Augustus is facing insurmountable odds. I mean, he is sick. He has less and less of a chance of achieving any kind of the heroism or the greatness that he wants. But he never gives up on trying anyway. And that's not a flaw to me. That's a noble pursuit. I understand that none of us are likely to achieve glory or fame or do anything that will cause anyone to remember us for more than a few generations at most. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just life. But that doesn't mean the pursuit, even if it's in vain, isn't worthwhile. Augustus's desire for heroism is a desire to give his life some kind of meaning, even if all he can do is sacrifice himself for his girlfriend in a video game. To him, it's worth doing. Hazel in the book kind of thinks this is like sad, an unworthy obsession or something, and I tend to think it's that in itself, the pursuit for heroism against all odds, even when you know it's something you cannot achieve, is in itself heroic. I think all of our lives have meaning. And I mean, you know that I'm not somebody who believes in universal meaning, but I don't think any of our lives should ever be considered meaningless, even if we don't achieve something great. But I just think striving to achieve greatness is worth doing. Just like, I don't know, I was talking today with this guy that I was working with about science and physics and how, like, this pursuit to understand the universe. And he said something like, well, it's really arrogant to assume that we could ever understand the universe. It's too complex and we're never going to understand it. And I agree that we're never going to understand it, but that doesn't mean that it's not worth trying to understand. Many things are worth striving for, even if they're not accomplishable. Hazel, to me, through a lot of the book, seems so focused on trying to minimize the damage that her death will do to the people around her, that she's almost like doing the opposite, like trying not to make any sort of impact whatsoever, because the less of an impact she has on the lives of people around her, the less damage she will do. And part of the book is about her kind of overcoming that, but a couple times, they sort of a little bit try to pass that off as like a good thing. Like, I think they call it walking softly. And again, there's nothing wrong with walking softly. Again, I understand that she came to the conclusion that it doesn't take anything away from her, that she won't do anything, awesome and memorable, which, I think is a mature conclusion, but a lot of the time I feel like she's almost trying to fade into the background so she won't hurt anybody. And that, to me, feels more sad than someone trying for something they can never have. That is what gives life meaning. The trying, the striving, the not giving up. Yeah, I guess that's really the last thing I have to say about the book. I still thought this was a great book, but I don't know if I agree with all of the conclusions. But that's okay. I don't have to agree with every single little thing in it to appreciate it for what it is, and it really is good.